What's going on, guys? This is all in day 26, and let's go over what we saw today during market open. So ES was in this daily gap here, and I wanted to see it get rejected. NQ was not in the gap. It did inverse it, but still had ES in that gap. Go to the 4 hour. Upon market open, we had this right here. I wanted to see this 4 hour gap get respected as well, and maybe come up and sweep some highs up here. So on both indexes, it did respect that gap. Now on the 1 hour, you can look, and before market open, we had no sweeps from London or pre-market, and that's what I tend to look for. And these were the two closest 1 hour candle or 1 hour highs that I would want to see get taken out. So what happened was, the beginning of market open, I wanted to see probably a manipulation to the upside. So we see price come up and pretty much just rip up to these highs. ES comes up even higher, making a higher time frame S&T, taking out these highs, and at this point, ES needed to respect this 4 hour gap still, and it was here, and then NQ also still respecting that gap while sweeping liquidity. So we got the S&T, we got the higher time frame retracement, and that's what I tend to look for on Mondays and Tuesdays, is more of a earlier entry, super liquidity, higher time frame, key level, and an SMT, rather so than a retracement on the lower time frame, because it tends to not happen. It usually is a Judas sweep and it just comes down and takes out price. So we saw that. And at this point, I want to see a break structure or something. And we get this candle here. I ended up entering off this candle. Crazy stops, I know, but I only entered with 2 minis or micros. So yeah, but I wanted price to come down to previous day low. Down here, right? And this is another target on the 4 hour, and that's pretty much it. Was these couple targets, and this was my break even at London low. So we entered here, right, and I let price run to hit London low. And once it took out this London low, I exited. Half my position was just one micro. I went really light on the contracts because this stop and how confident I am in this setup, because this is definitely a newer setup that I've been practicing within my back testing and within live trading. And usually on Mondays and Tuesdays I only trade this. So, but closed here, went to break even, and let price do its thing. I ended up getting stopped out here because price ended up actually retracing. Now I could have re-entered, but I told myself I'm just going to take the profit that I made and just have a good day, because I was not having it. So there was definitely an entry here, right as it inverses this gap after retracing this 5 minute. Let me get that. I think this here. Yep. And this would have been my entry for that position. Highs up here. TP the same. And throughout the day, we definitely would have hit that. All right. Can just let this. Oh no. But we can see price did run down to where I thought. I just Either, you know, I had a idea in my head that usually plays out. This is one of the days that usually does not retrace like this, where I get the sweep of liquidity and a retracement. But, you know, it's all good. Like, we can look back at last Monday. Here, you can just see, this is on the 5-minute. Market open was here, right? Opened here, price came down, came back up, swept out liquidity, and ran down pretty swiftly. Same with Tuesday. So Tuesday was even more volatile. 9:30 came up, swept highs, pretty much just came down, no retracement. So that's what I was looking for. That's just last week's examples, but that is what I normally see. Pretty volatile, pretty high volume moves Monday, Tuesday, beginning of the week. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it starts to die down, and you're able to catch more retracement type of moves rather than a reversal type of play here. But yeah, that's what I've been looking at. I think today was just unfortunate events. I mean, I had the setup, I answered upon it, and unfortunately I got stopped out, but I'm glad I managed my risk. If price did want to just, reverse on me, it would have been at this 1 hour low. So I can't say that I took break even too early, because this is a 1 hour low that price potentially wanted to reverse off of, and I was not willing to not manage my risk on regarding that, especially within this 1 hour gap, 1 hour imbalance here. And it's all a game of probability. I can't do nothing about it but respect what the market did today. That's how I view it. I mean, very, very unfortunate. Probably could have caught this move, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. We move on to the next. So tomorrow, probably looking for something similar to this. Either a sweep or already sweeped, and price to come into a key level. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow. This one's going to be short. I ain't got nothing to say much about this one other than, I followed my strategy. I followed my plan. I stayed, calm and cool and collected within this trade. I didn't have many emotions because I had figured I knew where price wanted to go. And it went down exactly as I planned. But price took me out, and it's unfortunate. Maybe this is a pretty chopped entry. I will say that. Especially on this candle, this was definitely a chopped entry here. But like I said, man, it's whatever. I'm not going to dwell on it all day. So anyways, I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.